Good evening, everyone. Hope you're there. So, this is the last art class until Christmas, but we've got a very special guest, so it should be fun. So, if you haven't done the art class before, let me explain a bit. So, it's a chit chat and a draw in class. I can't really teach you much because I can't see what you're doing, but if you could draw the guest, that would be lovely. He's got a very nice bit of jewellery on that you might like to draw. And then what you should do, don't worry if you think you can't draw, try. Because I know some people just listen, but just get a bit of paper and a pen, just have a little scribble, because you never know. You might discover that you're a fantastic artist that you didn't know. So now, well, so this is the last one, I think, till Christmas. I think that's going to be on the 21st. I haven't got full confirmation yet, but I'll let you know. And so basically that's it. And at the end, if you can send your pictures, don't send them to me. Send them by Facebook message. Oh, hi, Karen. Karen wins a prize because I think she's been to every single class. So I think she deserves a medal for most conscientious attender. And so anyway, where am I? Send them in via Facebook Messenger to Isolation Station Hastings. Then tomorrow we put a little gallery up of all the pictures, which I really look forward to. And funny enough, other people do as well. People who don't even come to the art class go, so when the pictures coming up, so they love looking at them. So let me tell you, I'm going to give you the guest today's full title, but you don't have to call him that. You can call him Nigel. I did ask permission because I don't like to be rude. But anyway, this is his full name. It's the Right Worshipful, the Mayor of Hastings, Councillor Nigel Colin Sinden. So welcome, your Right Worshipful Mayor. It's lovely to have you with us. How are
it's
you?
a pleasure to be here, needs to say. If you are drawing me, I don't mind if it's a cartoon. Because quite often, a cartoon can look just as good, well, just as funny as I do.
I know.
But enjoy it.
Cartoons.
Yes. As we go through this hour or so, please ask questions. You will find I will answer questions. Now, not many politicians will say that, but I'm known for the fact that I put my foot in it by telling the truth.
So there we are. Hastings residents in particular, this is your opportunity to have a word with the mayor, which is very exciting.
The mayor and the leader of the council, well, the chair of the council, of course.
Oh, you're the chair of the council and the mayor. Now, is the leader of a council someone different?
It is. It's Councillor Kim Ford.
Yeah, and
Very.
who's the most high up?
I'm the first citizen of Hastings, so in theory I must be. But in actuality, even though we have lots of nice titles when you're the mayor, it doesn't give you lots of power.
That's very unfortunate.
Well, so do I think so.
I'd like to be going off with their head.
Yeah, they won't let me do that. I keep asking.
Oh, what a shame. So, now, tell me, you're a local man. Were you born in Hastings?
I was born in Hastings, brought up in Hastings. In fact, I don't know if how well people know Hastings, but I have 4 sisters and 2 brothers, all of them born at Fernbank Hospital in the Old Town.
Where was that? It's not there now, is it?
No, it's gone. It was up. Do you know the Catholic school as you go up out of Old London Road, as you go up out the Old Town? It was
out of London Road, yeah.
Yeah, I was. We lived. My parents lived in Percy Road in Orr, which is near to another hospital. I was one of those babies that decided to come as fast as he could.
Yeah.
So instead of getting to Fernbank, she was taken over to the hospital across the road, actually, where she used to work.
Oh,
So I'm one of the few babies that were born in the Royal East Sussex.
So you said you had 7 brothers and no, there's 7 of you.
I have 4 sisters and 2 brothers.
So what number were you in there?
I was at the very top.
First?
Yeah, I was first. So
no, I thought if it was the last one, more chance they'd pop out quickly.
No. Oh, I started off quickly, I think, but so many rumours about it. I'm told that I was born by forceps as well, that doesn't mean you're popping out, does it?
No, that
my
tugging out.
mother wasn't a very big lady, so fair enough. Like most men, I wouldn't be able. Well, I couldn't give birth because it'd be too painful. You know what men are like. We'd want to pop them out at about a month gestation and put them in a bottle somewhere, let them grow.
I know, but I think that might be the way forward. Who knows?
Yeah, as we were saying earlier, we could order them on Amazon, couldn't we?
Exactly. Yeah, we had a little chat earlier about how because the Right Worshipful Mayor very keen on women rights and things like that. So we had a lovely chat that in the future, women won't have to have babies. You just order them on Amazon or something. Won't take long. Just think, it was only like 40 years ago. Test tube babies were invented, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Just run of the mill. Loads of people have them. And now other people have their babies for them. Goodness knows what. So,
hang on. Can we all see this?
Yeah, that's the big thing to draw. Yep. Just under the lapel. There we go. Yeah. That's nice. What's it say on it?
Please return to sender.
What's it say really?
What it actually says, it's the badge of Hastings. We have 2 fishing boats and a lion because we are the premier seaport. And of course, I have recently spent a whole year as the speaker to the seaport. So it's quite an important thing around. It goes back to Henry and VIII and people like that. So it goes back quite some time. We have this actually belongs to the people of Hastings. It doesn't belong to me.
Yeah.
I have 2. I have a solid gold one, which we never wear. I've been the town mayor for the last 3 years now, or coming up to 3 years. I've never worn the solid gold one. I prefer this one. This one is silver and then gilded because I spend a lot of time in schools, in Cubs, Brownies, and all that, and this is perfect for them. If I use the expensive one, I have to have a sergeant at arms with me, or the town crier, or both. So,
is there a crier then?
Oh yeah.
Oh, when does he come out?
And we use them quite often. We used to use them all the time, but now we don't, and we have to pay for him. So of course we don't use him very much. No. Myself and Councillor Judy Rogers, the mayor before me, we've actually cut down, and of course with the help of the actual council itself, we've cut down how much money is spent on the mayoralty.
Yeah.
When we first started, it was something like £60,000 a year. Yeah. Now, to me, that's 2 people's wages.
True.
So I don't need a fancy car with a driver sitting outside all the time. I've got a car. It's not fancy, but it gets me where I want to go.
Yeah.
And of course, the other thing is that the one thing people never realise is how much a mayor earns.
What is it? Do you get paid at all?
If you get paid, no, I do. There is. Well, it's not payment. The idea is, of course, you're not supposed to be out of pocket.
Yeah.
So I'm going to get everyone to have a guess on how much the mayor earns.
Anyone want to guess? Put your guesses up.
Yeah, because you'll all be surprised, and you will be surprised.
Something like £10,000 a year?
Or if only.
Oh, less than that. But you get your expenses, don't you? But round here, expenses aren't much, are they? It don't cost much to get anywhere.
And most of that, the money that you receive is to cover expenses. The only thing that's different, if I go, say I go to Dover to do something, or I've been recently down with Portsmouth with the Lord Warden down there, the mileage is paid.
Yeah.
Kathy, you're getting very close. Andrew Baxford says, yeah, you've got it right, Andrew.
That's nice. So 4,500, 4,000. Oh, good evening to France. Look.
Yes.
Reports.
In all, I think from being a councillor and from being a mayor, it's about 6,000 a year, I think. No, hang on, what's that? It's about 12,000 a year. That's for being a councillor and the mayor and everything else that goes with it.
So it's not
And it
really
is,
live on, is it?
no, it's virtually a full day's work, as Andrew would tell you. He's another one that works for a good part of the day.
Yeah. So how many hours a week do you work as mayor and councillor?
Ooh. Each day we're doing something. I was out yesterday with my other councillor in Silver Hill,
Yeah.
Margaret Callahan. So the pair of us were out picking up problems that were within our ward. And of course, oddly enough, we were cleaning up one of the road signs that someone had decided to spray red. Now, we don't normally like to take red away, but
Yeah.
there's one we did up it. So we do little things like that. And it's always good to be seen. And of course, from the other point of view, I get between 40 and maybe 80 emails or texts a day. So I do get quite a few. Most of them need an answer of one sort or another. A lot of them, of course, are rubbish.
Potholes.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Now, I've figured out what we do with potholes. We're going to take all the dog's poo, harden it, and fill the potholes with it.
That'd be a good idea. Yeah, I know people here are obsessed with potholes. I like the potholes in the roads. It makes it look like the country.
Makes it look like a war zone.
Yeah, it's true. Sometimes they are quite shocking how they just appear.
Yes.
Yeah. So how did your council career start?
A long time ago, local people might know Michael Foster. He was their last Labour MP.
Yeah.
I knew Michael, and as luck would have it, I had a good socialist mother. So, of course, I knew Michael. I did lots of canvassing and delivering for him. And he and Godfrey Daniel, which is he's one of their county councillors now, said, you would make a good councillor. And they bullied me into it. I didn't want to go anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
I've always thought, at the time, of course, I was a plumber, mostly training plumbing apprentices.
Yeah.
Nowadays, I would be a very needed man.
You would.
But slowly but surely, I stood in a couple of walls that I knew we couldn't win to see what would happen, and I got interested.
Yeah.
Then along the line, I started thinking, looking at other councillors and think, well, I could do as good as, if not better than. So I ended up standing in Silver Hill, which is where I grew up.
Yeah.
So if I can, the first time I stood, I didn't quite win by about 60 votes. Since then, and I've been a councillor for about 9 years now.
Yeah.
We've won every time and taken the actual number up and up. On the
Brilliant.
last election, I took just over half the vote, which is
Well done.
phenomenal. But it's because I'm seen, I'm known, and I'm known to do the things. And you do know that. Yeah, and it's important. Where's all these questions then, Sue?
Yeah, I know.
You'll have to start asking the questions I've given you.
Do you send?
Yes, I do, Debbie. I
she
do.
Was
And
the bar in Brighton, so she'd know about such things.
Yes, Debbie, I do. I often attend with either a deputy lieutenant or the Lord Lieutenant.
Yeah.
We haven't done any recently, which is a big shame because it's one of those things. Personally, I can't see why anyone would want to become British, but people do.
I know. Oh.
I do sometimes, no, but I have a partner. I have a partner that does a lot of that, but it's there because we just washed some of the carpets.
Oh.
It would normally be round the other side, so you wouldn't see it.
Oh.
No one's asked about Mini Mary yet.
Yeah. Ask about the little toy. I'll ask.
That's not a toy. It's Mini Mare.
Tell me about Mini Mare.
Oh, I'm glad you asked that. A lot of what councillors do, and particularly deputy mayors and mayors, is visit schools. We go to the assemblies, we visit when there's cubs, brownies, anything like that. Mini Mare breaks the ice for me. Because they know I've got Mini Mare.
Hold Mini Mare up for us so we can see him properly. Oh, yeah. And
a very clever lady down the old town, a good old friend of mine called Doris, if she's watching tonight, I can guarantee you she'll have a good picture. She made him for me. And we had to find out exactly what we were going to call him. And so many names came in. But I still prefer the very first one that came in, Mini Mare.
Oh, and then to the children like Mini Mare.
Oh, yeah, he gets passed around. So he hasn't been, we haven't wrecked him yet.
Yeah.
But they like him. We've lost a couple of these badges, but then we can get them. So that's not a big problem.
Oh.
There's a difference. You have this one here for about £2, or if you behave yourselves, you can get a nice solid gold one like this one.
Nice.
But that's Mini Mare. Right, you've got all these questions, Sue. Oh, hang on.
Yeah. What, in your view, is the most exciting thing set to happen in Hastings in the future?
Well, I don't know, Danny. I would think it would be very nice to see our fishing fleet improved on. Now, this last year, we've improved on the actual harbour itself. This last year, we've actually got a new lifeboat. But it would be very good to see that a success. Most of the fish we catch, of course, doesn't stay here. It goes across the farm because we catch flatfish, which they like. We catch a lot of crabs and stuff, which they like. So I think it could be as high as 70% of what we catch goes abroad.
After Brexit, will that be the same?
No, that will change. I think we're all going to suffer for this next year because it's going to take us a while to set everything right. It should have been happening now, but fair enough. Government's a government. It hasn't. So they're going to take it right to the brink and then change things. Yeah, it's a shame that we have to do it that way, but that's what we're going to have to do.
Oh,
I'm someone that I must have.
I said there's too much going on.
There is, and of course, let's face it, I wouldn't want to be Prime Minister at the moment. Not only has he got COVID, he's got. I look at it. The problems are A, B, C. There's America, Brexit, then COVID, and I think it will probably be our problem in that order. America, once it sets itself up, and it'll take a couple of years to set itself up, that will cause us some fun. Brexit, I don't know how that's going to fall out, but I don't think we'll win.
No.
And COVID. Hopefully, even if we got an injection tomorrow, it would take a good year to set things out. And then, of course, we have to remember that we don't just need it. We've got to give it to every country so everyone hasn't got Brexit, COVID. Otherwise, it'll be COVID 20, 21, 22, won't it?
Oh, it's a terrible thing to. I don't know how they can think about it. It's all too much.
Yeah.
Being a politician now must be a nightmare. So no one expected it, did they? They thought, oh, we'll get Brexit in, we'll do this, then boom, this came along.
I spent some time in Sierra Leone.
Oh, I was going to ask that. Yeah, what were you doing there?
I'm glad you asked that, Sue.
I was. Yeah, it's on my list. You're too quick.
I know.
What did you do in Sierra Leone?
I'm part of Hastings is twinned with a town called Hastings in Sierra Leone.
You've got all crackly.
Is that me or something that Dan will fix?
I don't know, you're all right now.
Good. So we're actually twinned with a town called Hastings in Sierra Leone.
Yeah.
So I've been out there twice. I went out there first as a councillor because I pay for myself and it all goes out there.
Yeah.
It's not a council jolly. You have to pay for yourself.
Yeah.
So I went out there and that was quite interesting. And because I'm an engineer, we taught them how to make a gas out of, we could use, say, banana peels and stuff like that. So it would produce a methane gas and we could actually use the gas in it. And I taught them a different way of making their deep wells. They dig their water wells out there.
Yeah.
Now, I've spent time in the Middle East myself, in Saudi Arabia, Oman, Jordan, and for a while I lived in a place called Jericho that we all know in Israel.
Oh, yeah.
It hasn't got big walls around it. Big buildings inside it. Anyway, by the way. So there I taught them, I was shown how to spell out the bottom of a water well and you would get more water. But we did this to one in Sierra Leone, and we reckon it may have doubled the amount of water that particular school got.
Because I think it's really good to teach people in third world countries things rather than just give them money. So
Well, yeah, and the thing that gets me, they should know how to do it better than me, because they do it. But it was just a suggestion and something that they said, okay, we dig to the side and see what happens, and it worked. So more luck than better judgment. My second time there, I got all the way up because then I was a deputy mayor, which means a great deal there, much more than it does here.
Yeah.
Poor James. So I got all the way up to meet the president, which was quite good. Actually, so, and that produced the fact that Hastings Sierra Leone Friendship League, which is still there, still viable.
Yeah.
At the moment, they're setting up a Christmas raffle, I think, or no, online sale, I expect.
Yeah.
But it's something I'm proud of have done, because I think it made a difference, and it made me see the way the world lives.
I bet it's really and it makes you count your blessings, I imagine, when you go there.
Yeah, but they do survive and they do things there. While I was there, I visited, they had Ebola, and I visited what was left of one of the Ebola holidays hospitals, and the actual graveyard with over 10,000 people buried there that had caught Ebola. We didn't know that in the press here. We were told occasionally people die. Now it's like at the moment, look at the actual deaths from COVID. Until you know someone that's died of COVID, you don't realise what's happening.
Because I wonder quite often how these countries in Africa, how they're coping with the COVID crisis. Because you don't really seem to hear much about it.
No.
I know you think, like in India, when they live in them little hovels all squashed in together. I mean, it must be spreading like
wildfire. Yeah. And if one catches it, they're all going to catch it, aren't they?
Of course they are. Yeah, and we just don't.
They do have a lot of deaths in India and in every other country.
I know.
We're better at reporting them.
Yeah, the worst thing in the world here, you can't go to the pub for a couple of days.
Yeah. Yes. Well, you've got a choice: either not go for a couple of days or die and never go again.
Exactly. No. So as well, you said were you working in Saudi Arabia and that in Jericho?
Well, not so much in Jericho because we used it as an office. But,
as
I said, I'm a plumbing engineer, so in Saudi we did housing units. Well, actually, housing bungalows for the Saudi government. In the Oman, I did a water pipeline. This is 27 kilometers long, 10-inch spun ductile iron, and it brought water from the inland to the coast. Where we hit the coast, it took out a desalination plant. So instead of having desalted water from the sea, they were getting fresh water. And that's still there today. Oddly enough, because of Google Earth and that, we can go out and see what's there, which is quite good. This is 30 years ago.
Yeah, and it's still it's brilliant.
Still there and working.
Because when you said you're a plumber, I thought you kind of just change a couple of washers and a tap.
I can do that. I can do that as well. And nowadays, well, I try not to work at all, I must admit. Nowadays, I just do occasionally a bit of estimating or something like that.
Yeah.
Or a bit of project managing, which is what I may go into.
Yeah. You might go back to work.
Pardon?
You might go back to work when you finish your mayor-ish.
I probably will, because I need to. I've spent a fair bit of my savings being there.
Oh, have you? Oh.
Well, I'm not working, so of course. Yeah. And as I said, as we're all guessing how much the poor mayor gets, but like I say, I've got to do something, and I will possibly go towards becoming a county councillor, which will keep me occupied. But if that doesn't work, I should go back and do. I already have a couple of companies that very much want me to work for them.
So where's the county council based? Is it at Brighton or Eastbourne?
Lewis.
Oh, Lewis.
Yeah.
Oh. And they're in charge of the potholes, aren't they?
They're in charge of the potholes and so many of the things that I have to ask them about. They're
Yeah.
in charge of. I'd like to be in a position where people were asking me to fix it for them, and of course be in a position that we can actually get those things done.
Yeah.
There's so much that's important that belongs to county council or county council to have a sway in. A
What
lot
would
of
you?
the
Yeah. What would you
lot
like
of
to
stuff
get done
that-
in Hastings? What would you
what
like to
would-
get done? What would you like to get done if you had your way?
I'd like very much to see more factories built,
Yeah.
and I'd very much like to see a few more hotels built.
Yeah. Yeah. 'Cause
And
people come and stay and they can never find anywhere to stay. They're all full up.
get Airbnb. And of course, the other thing I'd very much like to see in large areas around the town, particularly up here where I live, there's land that's set aside for housing. It's a lot of it's got semi-planning or planning on. It's never been built on. So I'd like to see some of that. And we all moan about having houses, or we don't want them built in our backyard, but we still need them. There's a lot of people on the housing list.
Houses were once someone's backyard, weren't they?
Yeah, exactly. This house where I lived used to be a school.
Well, I thought though is the people who live behind the marina building, Marina Court, because they've got a beautiful view of the sea ruins. But I do love Marina Court though.
I spent my first 10 years in Mercatoria, which is a place that many of the older people here would know. It was called the Yards because they were slum housing. They were built for the people that built for the Burton, So that was knocked down some years ago. Well, it was knocked down 60 years ago for slum redevelopment, and then they moved us up to Silver Hill. That's when I became That's where the family moved into Silver Hill.
Oh, I know the answer to this.
Well, Debbie, do you want to answer, sir, or shall I?
No, you answer.
No, I will answer. My deputy is a youngster, 31, called James Bacon. Now, he's a TA in schools. He's someone that's done a great deal, both him and his father, for the town. It's good for me because I've known him so long. And if you ever catch up on us on Facebook, we've changed it. Instead of anything coming from the mayor, it comes from the mayoralty now.
Yeah.
So that gives myself and James, and it means that we can promote James all the time, which is good.
And he's going to be mayor.
I hope so. I very much hope so.
Yeah. I know because I did him on Instagram. Oh, here we are.
I'm not quite sure. I will be, Kathy. I think amongst many others. I do Christmas Day. I do hospital radio, usually for a stint midday into the afternoon, because then I have to come home and do all the washing up. White Christmas maybe. I'm going to try to keep away from Christmas carols because I can guarantee they'll be playing them all day. But will it be White Christmas or not? I don't know. Do you think we'll ask for White Christmas?
Do you do the radio Conquest?
Yes.
I love the Conquest. Do you know, I've only lived here 3.5 years, and it's the most lovely place I've ever lived.
Yeah.
Everyone who works it, and the hospital's so lovely, because I go to the Conquest a lot.
Yeah.
And they're so lovely and so helpful and just sometimes the nurses, I want to cry because they're so lovely, and I don't know how they put up with it and how they work so hard.
There's that, of course. I was up there a while ago with the bling on, and some with Princess Margaret. No, Princess Margaret.
Princess Anne.
Princess Anne. We opened the new scanners up there.
Oh.
So, not particularly me. I'm there, of course, as the mayor of the town. We also had the Lord Lieutenant, who's the Queen's man in East Sussex. So Peter Fields, another very good man that spent a lot of time locally. So, good people. There is a lot of good people around here. So
I know everyone I meet so kind and like even when you're driving, sometimes at roundabout, everyone stops because no one wants to go first. Because I lived in, I in London before, and honestly, like more or less in central London, just near Mornington Crescent, near Euston Road.
Yeah.
And it was no community. It was no, I didn't hardly know anyone, And I've come here. I mean, to be honest, a lot of my friends have moved here as well.
Yeah.
But you go out, so hi, how are you? It's so lovely.
You know what we call people like you, don't you?
Yeah, DFLs, filth.
Oh, filth, yeah.
But I didn't fail in London. Did
No,
all right.
and it doesn't matter because fair enough. I can say I'm local. I can point 5, 6, 7 generations, but that means nothing. It's the people that have come into this town that have made this town. It was nothing until that man came and stuck an arrow in Harold's eye. From then on, we've had people visit all the time, and they've all added to the town.
I know, I love it that it's so sort of diverse and it's all different people and everyone you
Well,
talk to.
William built us a lovely castle up on the hill. It's breaking down a bit now. If it was down to me and Andy Batsford, we'd have Disney over here to do it up.
Oh, I'd love that. Any other things what do you think of the the amusements and all that? Do you like them?
They bring people in,
Exactly.
and they do.
Like they're funny.
Yeah, fair enough. And they're there to fleece you. We all know that. We all know that if you gamble, the gambler is always going to win. The thing with that always amazes me with amusements, they actually give out 70% of what they take in. But we're silly. We put it back in, don't we?
I know. I've only been in there once, but there's just like people just standing there all day long, filling them. I think, what a life.
Yeah. Where do they get the money?
Because if you want that, that's there in Hastings. But where St Leonard's, you wouldn't, if you couldn't see the sea, you wouldn't really know it was a seaside because there's no like amusements or seaside shops. So you've got the choice, haven't you?
Well, do you know the Nag's Head in Kensington Road?
Yeah, but I've never been in there.
Oh, I used to live next door.
Oh, did you? That's around the corner.
Yeah, over the back. This is when my 2 daughters were young. Over the back of there, of course, is the mosque.
Yeah.
As a child, that mosque was Mercatoria School, so it was my school.
Yeah.
So, this is how things go round in circles quite often.
I know. I love it. Sorry.
Yeah, no. So the other thing there, of course, because I speak a little bit of Arabic, Anamaloom Arabic.
Yeah.
I talked to them when they were building the mosque, and over my back wall, we used to pass tea and biscuits.
Oh.
So when I go there now, they all respect me because of that, which is good.
How lovely.
We get invited occasionally.
Yeah.
One else this year.
I wonder what all these people were walking around with plates of food, coming out this building, and realised it was Friday night at the mosque.
Yeah, but Friday night you're allowed to go in. They would welcome you.
Yeah.
But the idea is if they feed someone, and that's a sort of an extra star for them, and they're always happy to do it. There's a lot of things you won't get. It's terrible to get a pork pie in there, but
Yeah, but you can get the nice food though.
Oh yeah, no, they will totally look after you, and they always do.
Yeah.
I always believe I'm a great believer in the. There's lots of things like that. You shouldn't be frightened of a Muslim or Jew or anything like that. You should learn about them. You should become friends with them. They want to become friends with you.
Yeah, because we're all people the same, aren't we? I mean, they probably Christianity's weird,
Yeah.
And we say they're wearing funny robes. Well, what about us wearing a funny bit of ribbon around our neck for a tie?
Yeah, or me with a full kit on when I'm out and doing opening something like that.
So Vanessa, do you have a favourite annual event?
I do like Pirates Day, I must admit, because I'm a big pirate. I like very much Hastings Week because that starts by putting the flags up for Harold and for William, of course. William's flag goes on top because he was the victor. So and it goes all the way through to at the end we have a church service, which is a reflection of the week and what happened and why. So which I have to give a speech at. That's the other thing with being a mayor. You have to put either off the cuff or near off the cuff speeches quite often.
I'm sure you're good at that, though. Now, I want to
I've
ask,
become better.
what's the worst thing you've ever had to go to? You know, like you imagine you're going to open really rubbish supermarkets and things. Do you have to do that?
I open supermarkets. I don't think any of them rubbish. I never look on the dull side of anything.
Oh no!
There's
Oh,
always
I've
an
got.
upside to everything. And I think that's very important, not just for me, for all of us.
I find
I can't
entertainment.
think of them. There are some things where you feel like a fish out of water.
Yeah.
I don't know. As a mayor, I can't think of anything really, other than when you get something. We've just had one when there's a lot of mayors, leaders of councils, lords of this, and high sheriffs. When you all meet together like that, I'm afraid I tend to look on everyone as equal. But quite often you've got to look up to these people. They got where they are by being someone. So you've got to look up. Even with their local, even with their local MP, who I did the Remembrance Day with. Fair enough. She's new to it. I got on quite well with Amber Rudd. They may be Conservative, whereas I'm a Labour councillor, of course. I don't see them as the enemy. They're only, to me, the opposition. And they're free friendly. And they are. Sally Ann, for all the problems we may have, I've got nothing against them.
Yeah.
I hope you're all getting drawings of this.
I'm sure they are. Now, another we're going to ask: what charities and organisations have you got very close to your heart?
I'm the chair of the Hastings and District Dementia Action Alliance. That because I've known people with dementia, and it's a disease. It's something that gets into you, and it actually there's someone still there that you know and love.
My mum's got it. Terrible. She can't remember.
And it is. A lot of us, particularly when you get to my age, we have that slow. Yeah, we all have that, and I always put it down that we fill their brain up, so we're trying to get rid of a few things. But dementia is something sad, and it is. Some of the homes that I visit as part of it, Grosvenor House, Beaufort Houses, and all those sort of things. You can, and the Old Hastings House, you can see the people there are happy. I'm doing something with another part of Isolation Station at the moment where we're going to take some Christmas carols out to some of the homes, which should be quite good. We'll make a film and it can go on TV there.
Oh, brilliant. Yes, when this is all over, COVID, my mum lives in Yorkshire at the moment with my sister, but I'm going to bring her to a home down here. Yeah. Because she loves being by the sea.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's great. And usually when we have a bit of music or something, their eyes light up. They come alive. They remember that bit of music. And of course it has reason for them. That's quite often what I think why they go back to the older tunes from the war and things like that. Even if they were young.
Yeah.
They still remember that bit of music. And
I think the war was the greatest moment in my mum's life. She talks about it endlessly because she was a little girl.
Yeah. And it is, but when you look at something that you've achieved, to me, I was, someone's a little bit coming up there. I quite enjoyed the time I spent in Jerusalem because I got to see the Catholic Basilica. I visited the Wailing Wall. I touched the Wailing Wall.
Yeah.
I went up to the Al-Aqsa Mosque above with the Golden Dome. It's absolutely beautiful in there. This is a way around. I walked around as a kid. I was a choir boy at Christchurch School down in St Leonard's. And we used to have to walk around what was called, and look at these pictures on the wall, which was called the Via Dolorosa, Stations of the Cross.
Yeah.
Well, in Jerusalem, I walked around the Via Dolorosa. I found out that the reason it's called that is because lots of people walk around on their hands and knees, and the part all the way around is bloodstained. So it's the Via Dolorosa.
I don't really understand that of hurting yourself for religion.
No, fair enough. But then,
out.
Yeah, Yeah.
I know. Oh, hang on. Oh, here we are. My uncle's. Why is the one locally?
At the moment, there is one locally. It was Michael Foster Cafe, as you know. It's at the moment it's someone called Andrew Blackman. A very nice fella. He's about 6'2". So whenever I see him, he has to look up. I have to look up very much to him. But we do have one locally, and it's not unusual.
With that.
He's the High Sheriff for East Sussex, and we have a lady High Sheriff in West Sussex.
How do
So
you
I
get?
may well come to. How did we get to it?
Yeah, how do you
Well,
get?
first you've got to be a solicitor because it's the legal side of
Oh,
things.
yeah,
So both Michael and Andrew, at their times, have been solicitors for one way or another.
yeah.
So it's the government or the Queen's solicitor as the
Oh,
High Sheriff. So
oh, I'm learning a lot today about local government.
I should be asking questions later.
Oh, okay. Oh, have you got a dog?
No, I haven't. I've had them in the past. We have two cats that visit us. At the moment, my partner's sitting in the lounge behind us here with a big giant ginger cat on a lap that comes and
Yeah.
visits us. About 10 o'clock, it gets up and goes.
But do
And
you
there's
know who?
no,
Just
it'll pop in during the day, say hello and purr and rub up against my, and quite often it'll go under my desk here because there's a radiator at the back. If the
yeah,
heating's on, that lights it down there. And there's a black skin one that comes around, won't come into the house, but will happily sit outside the French doors that lead into the garden, sort of thing.
yeah,
I give it a few of those little cat biscuits, and it's quite happy. They spit at each other, but that's about all. Other
yeah.
times they'll rub noses.
Very odd.
About it.
Oh, here, Debbie's full of questions.
Yes, I've been to Buckingham Palace once, Debbie, and I've met the Queen while I was in Jordan. I was part of a team that cleaned Petra up so that the royal family could go down there.
Yeah,
Quite some time ago now. It's got to be 40 years ago, I think. What we actually did, the road into Petra, I think many people might have seen that bit that goes in. Petra's big, it goes up all over the place. But we always see that counting room in front through the crack in the thing. Well, we actually cleaned all the way through in there and we set up looks like a mobile class unit with a
yeah,
sitting room, a toilet, and a shower in case they wanted to use that. They were helicoptered in, helicoptered out.
yeah.
But
Oh,
I met her then that evening. I had to get from Petra all the way up to Amman, to the capital, and it's a 7 hour drive. So they left at 11 o'clock. I got straight into a car
yeah,
and we drove solid at speeds that we shouldn't be doing, but we got there in time. I got there a little late, so I was put not with my company. I
yeah.
was put at the end where they actually introduced to every single person as they go by. So I got to talk to Prince Philip for about 15 minutes while they were moving stuff
Yeah,
down. So it was quite wanted to know what we were doing there and why.
yeah,
Um, did it make any difference to local people? Well,
yeah,
in Jordan, I was part of a big group, that built 15,000 housing units. They're
yeah,
now used for refugees, so it did do some use.
yeah. Mm. Do you have
Interesting.
anything to do with the refugees who sort of sail on the
Uh,
seas to?
I don't have anything officially to do with
Yeah,
refugees, but unofficially I've helped in quite a few different ways. And of course, I'm a big friend and a part of Surviving the Streets, which is one of our local feeding groups.
yeah,
Tom's Food Mission, another one of our feeding groups. Surviving the Streets, which is an Eastbourne group. But I'm happy to go, and I have, both myself and my deputy. We've both been out to help them in the evening, to go out to people and to actually be part of the actual giving out food or anything they need. Or taking
oh,
care. Whereas I don't know if he's still listening, but Andy Batsford actually picks some of those up, and we've rehoused them. We've made sure they're safe.
oh. I feel sorry for the ones who live in the bush, you know, like the shelters up by the
Yeah.
sea.
Yeah.
And they've got their belongings. Oh, it must be so cold and horrible.
But we can't get them out of there.
I
They've
know
been
what
offered
they
somewhere to live. They won't move. That's what they want.
I
And
know.
oddly enough, at the moment, they may have to move to a different shelter because we're going along the seafront this time of year. They all get painted up again for
Oh,
next year.
decorated.
So move along so we can do your house for you.
I must say, I really love those shelters there. But were they just built for people just to sit in?
Yeah.
Because they're not
Yeah.
really,
Part
are
of
they?
Burton Leonard's. Not so many years ago, there were little trap hatches so that you could get up and do things in the roof
Yeah.
if you needed to. Well, quite a few of those that live downstairs now on the benches found they could put things up in there and move.
Yeah.
So of course they've taken the trap hatches out and boarded them over.
And I must say as well, I love the flowers in Hastings, you know, like along the
Yeah,
seafront and Warrior Square. Flowers are so beautiful and they're always kept nice, and I'm always seeing people dealing with them.
yeah. But and and it is of course along from the in St Leonard's on there. There's always a big flower arrangement. We've had bees there. We've had
Oh, I
a
know
dragon.
that there.
Dragon.
Dragon.
Yeah. So I'm not quite sure what they've got for next year. I hope they have something, but it is a local group. There's a part up in Alexandra Park that pick up on that. So,
And I like local, like, there's a man across the road and he's gone down our street and put little flowers on the lampposts and things like that.
yeah.
See
And
how lovely people bother.
we have a whole group um, tidy up St Leonard's that go round doing a road at a time.
I know, and they do the beach, don't they? Painting the bollards in the old town. I've seen that's
Yeah,
popular.
yeah. That's another thing that the deputy mayor has done. I kept away from that, but it's something. Well, when I paint, it goes everywhere. I'm afraid.
And
I'm
I'm
not.
so useless at painting. I do. I get cover myself, so I have to pay people.
Yeah,
But then that's keeping people in work, isn't it?
yeah, no,
Now,
I'm not.
I
Yeah,
did read
well,
that a grot buster. What's a grot buster?
it's something that seems to have gone by the wayside a bit
Oh,
recently. It's something I would really like to see us waking up again because we
yeah.
do have one or two houses around the town that are not in use and have been falling down. It started quite some years ago with Jeremy Birch. He was our leader who died, council leader who died a few years ago.
Oh,
They looked at the um, hotels and houses along the seafront. They were all different colour. They all looked run down. So grot busting teams, what we were saying to them is, please clean them up. But if you don't want to clean them up, we are happy to, but we will charge you.
yeah.
If you've got a choice of a load of council employees coming to clean your house up, or some people that you can pay for and hopefully get cheaper, a lot of them got done up very quickly.
I bet. And isn't there a rule they have to decorate every 3 or 4 years or something on the seafront?
You'd have to ask Andrew about that, but I
Yeah.
believe it is every 3 or 4
Yeah, I've heard when people
And they
leave.
do. Once they're clean, it's easier to repaint them.
Yeah. Anyone else got any questions while we're here? No?
Yeah.
Anyone? It takes a while after speaking for the questions to come up. 'Cause we're a bit quicker
What
than
are
Facebook.
people doing for Christmas?
Yeah. Anyone doing anything exciting? Have you got your Christmas tree up yet?
It's over in Rye, but we hope to bring it back at the weekend.
Yeah, mine's in Harvey Nurseries. Coming on
Yeah.
Tuesday. Tomorrow it's coming.
All right. No, I had my grandson up here yesterday. He's the one. He's the one that wants to know about it. Mind you, he's 4 years old, so of course it's great. And his mother's one of those. She's an artist,
Yeah.
and she's one of those people that do and write things perfectly.
Yeah.
They must have got it from their mother. Surely they couldn't have got that from me.
But
Yeah.
I try not to have Christmas before the 1st of December.
Yeah.
But I did 2 Christmas films yesterday and today. That's my Christmas treat. Watching
We've been out and sorted out a few things. So I must.
Yeah.
We've been to a shop and we've bought one of the things I like for Christmas is chocolate marzipan. So everyone says that it's wonderful.
I'll
Especially
tell
if
you
you've got
what,
dark
do
chocolate.
you know that I work for Lucy and Freud?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was obsessed with chocolate marzipan. He didn't really
Well,
eat sweet, but he'd sit and eat that forever.
but then we get it, and the idea is we'll start it on Christmas Day. When it gets back here, we have to make sure it's okay.
Oh yeah, just to try it out, see if it's okay.
Bad news. It doesn't work, does it?
Oh, have you been to the new Aldi? Aldi.
Oh, yes, yes. In fact, that's where the last lot of chocolate marzipan came from.
I know. We're thrilled with the new Aldi because the one in Orr was a bit far to go, but this
Yeah,
one's nice and handy. It's so
yeah.
reasonable. I've changed my whole shopping habits.
All right, yeah.
Yeah. But isn't there a new? I've read plans to build some houses in up Seddlescombe Road North or something, and there might be a boat
Possible.
supermarket.
And yeah, at the moment, that's ideas only.
Yeah,
A company have pushed it forward. They will have to have a pre-planning, then a
yeah,
planning meeting. So it'll take a few years for that actually happen, and it'll
yeah,
probably be changed around quite a bit before that happens.
yeah.
But it
And
would
what
be a nice place for a supermarket.
the bathing? No, was it the bathing
Maybe one.
pool? Oh, I'd
Yeah.
love it if there was a Lido there. It'd be heaven.
I can tell you that I've swum in it. I've dived off the boards and
Oh,
all that
what's
years
it like?
ago. And in the summer, because it was concrete steps, they got red hot. So
Oh,
you actually toast one side and
yeah,
sunburn the other. But it is, what you do there, I don't know.
yeah.
It's an
It's as
area
if
that,
it was ruin all those people's views again, wouldn't it? Like we said before.
yeah, and it's not just there. Don't forget that building site or potential building site goes on quite a way from there,
Yeah,
all the way through to the railway bridge. So
yeah,
there's quite a bit there. It will be nice. See, there's so much building that's potential around the town,
yeah,
and so little of it actually being built. It would be nice to, a lot of people decide what they want, and the planning committee are quite good at listening to that.
yeah,
They've got local councillors that look into it. Um,
yeah,
on the across from Aldi, at the back of those houses there, there's
yeah.
a lot of building land in there. But until some gets built, we're going to moan about, oh no, don't put them there.
I know.
But
What's
it
it? 'Cause
is like that. A lot of us believe that we don't want buildings in their backyard. Unfortunately for me, I'd like to see the ones that they want to build in this backyard here.
yeah. And what about? What was I going to say? Oh, at one point they were going to build a great big marina, weren't they? Right up by Rockanaw, but that didn't go down well.
No, I've never been, I've never laughed so much than the time we went to the actual pre-planning for that, and they were trying to explain
Yeah,
to us that they wanted to build a block. I think it was 1,300 houses, so many things that they wanted to do there.
yeah,
Someone asked them a question, what will you do with the road? Because you need a bigger road putting in and out. And the man actually said, if we got rid of some of those old black sheds, this is the net hut. The net
oh,
hut. If we got rid of them and we could build something along the sea road. Yes, good fun.
you're right. Yeah, because I love a harbour, and I was all excited because
Yeah,
I found out there was a harbour at Eastbourne. You can't believe my excitement before I went. And when I got there, I went, "Is this
really.
it?" It was just loads of rotten old cheap restaurants, and it was just
Yeah.
wasn't like there wasn't even a boat trip. I love a boat trip.
Poppy's dentist is there.
Yeah. Oh, right. Yeah, it's complication.
Yes.
No, they're all mixed up, I'd say.
Well, they are. And the thing is, of course, Vanessa, the cheaper ones. My first house that I bought in Hastings in Stonefield Road, we paid £3,800 for it. That's a 4-bedroom house in Stonefield Road, right in the middle of Hastings.
Yeah.
My first wife still lives there, so that's a house. When we sell it, it's got to be worth more than that.
Yeah.
But of course, over the years, housing has gone up and up and up because too many people have actually invested in it, and we don't build anymore.
Yeah.
Every government says they're going to build 1 million houses. They've got no one to build the houses. Like I say, I used to train plumbing apprentices.
Yeah.
You do them one at a time. You want to be doing them 6, 10 at a time. Not just plumbers, electricians, bricklayers, everyone.
Oh, your partner should be your partner's having a little faff out round the back. I can
Yeah,
just.
but
We would love the beach to be more.
that is something else we've also had a look at, Kathy. With um, one or two of the people in the town to find ways that, particularly on the St Leonard beach, that we could put one of those roller things out,
Yeah.
like a giant rubber carpet, that you could go down, with a wheelchair.
Yeah.
But it's never been successful.
I have a
And
lot of trouble getting. Oh, it takes ages to get down into the sea and then get out, but I still manage it.
I think the trouble here, of course, is we're not sand, we're stone. So
And
we
they
shouldn't
move, don't they, the whole time?
move, yeah. So if you put something out, you'd have to take it back. In the past, there was something like, do you remember the old wooden fences we used to have? A little bit of wire and then a piece of wood. We
Yeah.
used to have one of them along by the end of Bot Lally, the far
Yeah.
end, the St Leonard's end, that you could actually go out to see, almost down to the sea then.
Yeah.
At the moment,
I just.
there
I
was
got
canoes.
onto the Gronya, whatever
Yeah,
they're called.
growing. Yeah, yeah,
We've only
yeah.
got 3 minutes left.
Oh, come on, people, more questions.
Dan, you
Uh,
got any pictures yet you can show us?
Oh, yeah,
Oh,
that's
there.
important. Yeah, that's me.
Debbie, that's lovely.
Oh, great. And yeah,
A
and
lovely
you've even got
cartoon.
Minnie Mary.
Yeah, and little mare, tight baby mare. Oh, any other?
Oh,
Oh,
good. Yes, another good one.
Marshman, lovely. I love that. You
Yeah,
look
I
like
tell you what,
Parker.
yeah, that's what I'm going to say. It makes me look much better, Mr.
You look
Parker.
like Parker from Thunderbirds.
Thunderbirds, yeah.
Oh,
Hey.
look at the little doll in the background. Vanessa,
Yeah,
well done.
yeah, well done.
Oh, I love because Vanessa's got a lot of cat and dogs or cats, so she must like an animal.
Yeah, and she's got a Minnie Mare, looks like a little doggy, so great.
Love. Oh, that's my friend Karen Duffin. Oh, she's made you look like a bit of a thug.
Right, doesn't matter.
Lovely though. Oh, that's gorgeous.
That's good. It's great.
There'll
Absolutely
be some
great.
more, so we put them up tomorrow because they generally some people do them afterwards.
Yes.
Oh, I keep meaning to do them, but I haven't got round to it yet.
No, you will. You will.
Any quick last questions, anyone?
No,
I want to know more about the St. Paul. Did you have to go to Calais and places like that a lot?
no, that's not a St. Paul. It's a St.
Oh, isn't it?
The
Oh,
newest ones to here are Winchelsea and Rye.
I thought that it was all to do with it. Oh, thanks, Vanessa.
Yeah, thank you, Vanessa. And thank you all. I don't know how many people are out there doing drawing.
No, I never know.
See, if I'm on Teams or on Zoom, I know how many are there.
I know, it's bizarre. But I'm thrilled to meet you, Mr. Mayor. And if I
I'm
see
sure
you,
it's been interesting. The one thing I will say though, and of course at the moment, COVID's stopping this. But of course, you all have the way that you can ask the mayor to let you come into the mayor's parlour because it's also your parlour.
Oh.
I have in there what we call the Queen's chair. It's not the Queen's chair, of course, needs to say, but it looks like a throne. And we sit kids on there, and I set parents on there.
But you fit old people
on there, and we take a picture.
Yeah.
Often with me doing a bit there as well. So look to the summer. If things go back to normal, which let's hope they do.
We'll come and visit.
Please do. If I'm not there, someone else would be.
Lovely.
Thank you as well, Jackie. We'll see your picture tomorrow.
I've been in Camden Mayor's parlour.
Yeah.
Oh, she used the matchstick man. Nothing wrong with that.
Right,
like Laura. Oh, look at these nice people. Thank you, everyone, for listening. It was lovely. Where is your parlour?
It's in Hastings Town Hall, David.
Where's Hastings Town Hall? I don't even know where it is.
Bottom Queen's Road. Big building at the bottom of Queen's Road.
Oh, what? Near what shops? Near Priory Meadow?
Next to Quarry Meadow. It's the big, as you go down Queen's Road, you know when you turn round to go up past it's across from the cinema.
Oh, is that where it is? I didn't even know.
If you ever get married, the registry office is in there.
See, that event's never going to happen.
Well, but
You never know.
you can still come in and see me.
Oh,
No, it's good.
who
It's good.
knows? Any offers?
You never know. There's quite a few multimillionaires still looking for someone.
Is there? Oh.
Thank you, Debbie.
Oh, because I told you she was the registrar in Brighton.
Yes, yeah. Yeah, see that.
Yeah.
So she'll pop over to your wedding. She might even do it cheap.
Oh, yes, you could have come out of retirement and officiate at this mysterious wedding. We're getting it all planned. We've got the
Yeah, she's over in Brighton. She's with my good friend Peter Fields.
yeah,
She's
so she could.
in the office.
I could get married in the town hall. I could have the reception in the my friend's
Yes.
pub. Sorted.
Yeah.
I don't want one. Oh, it was so lovely. You're right, worshipful Mayor of Hastings, Councillor Nigel Sinden. I've thoroughly enjoyed myself and I've learnt a lot as well. I hope you quite enjoyed yourself.
Yes.
And I'll send you the pictures tomorrow.
Same time next week, isn't it?
Oh, yeah, that's right. Every week now. But
No,
thank you so much. I've enjoyed it.
Wednesday. I've enjoyed it.
Oh, good. And thanks everyone for listening. And I'll let you know, but I think the next one might be the 21st of December. But I'll let you know. Thanks, everyone. Thanks for coming. Bye.
And thank you all. And good and happy Christmas.
That's a very royal wave you did there.
It's what we call my mammy wave.
Oh, right.
When I've got white gloves on, it looks a lot better.
I bet. So, bye, everyone. Thanks. And thanks.